But the category isn't gaming. Gaming. Film and animation, I guess. Hello, I am JinxyKatte. Testing. Animation, I guess. Hello, I am JinxyKatte. Testing. Animation, I guess. Sounds a bit scratchy to me. Hello, I am JinxyKatte. Testing. Sounds a bit scratchy to me. No, or is it just my voice? I don't know. I haven't done this for a while. My microphone's really. I'm gonna have to mute you. No, I haven't done this for a while. Yeah, that sounds fine. Fuck it. So, hi everybody. I am JinxyKatte, and I've decided to do a stream today because, try as I might, I've been unable to come up with a good idea for a video today, or at the very least, I haven't been able to come up with an idea for a video that I wanted to do. I could have, I definitely could have just, did a generic, unboxing cat on a sofa of any random film, but I don't know, nothing was jumping out at me, and I just didn't really feel like it today. So I don't know, I just felt like doing a stream, and I had to do something because I haven't uploaded anything for a couple of days. So I figured, what better way than to just get in front of a camera and talk about films for I don't know, however long until I get bored. I could probably do this for at least an hour. So yeah. So yeah, that's about all I have to do. That's about all I have to say. So, I don't really have a plan for this. I've been trying to come up with 2 different formats, and I guess the reason that I haven't done it is well, I'm lazy and I've been procrastinating. So what I really need to do is, one, I need to come up with a good format for a live, this what I'm doing now, and secondly, I need to come up with a podcast format. Now, I'm a big fan of the Rewatchables podcast, and I kind of want to do something similar to that without completely ripping it off. But I'm thinking I want to call it The Movies We Love. And what my basic plan is going to be is to introduce the film, talk about, how much the budget was, who stars in it, who directed it, what have you, the basics of, most movies. And then, I don't want to just steal categories from the Rewatchables, but I also do like their format. And as I figure it, you can't just say, "Hey, this is the way I'm going to do it." You can't do anything even remotely similar to it. So I don't know. I don't want to plagiarize it, but I don't see a problem with me at least copying part of it. So it's gonna be something in the way of the favorite scene and favorite quote, alternate casting, stuff like that, trivia, and just generally talking about the film. But that's for another time. What I do have for today, though, it occurred to me at the last minute, about 20 minutes ago, that I should at least have some kind of direction for this. So I grabbed 24 films off of my shelf. Yeah. Did I say 24? I meant 26. I've forgotten how to alphabet, apparently. So, yeah. I don't know. I have an A to Z of movies. Apparently, I think there are 24 letters in the alphabet now. So, yeah. What can you do? So, one of the other things I might very well do. I might make the thumbnail for this on screen. I don't know. I might just make that later. We'll see. But for now, I'm just going to talk crap for a while. So, yeah, what's coming out soon? Or I'll tell you what, I want to talk about Avatar 2. I still haven't gotten around to seeing it. I don't know where it is. I don't seem to be able to get to the cinema lately. I've lost my motivation to go to the cinema, which is really sad, because at one point I was going like 1 to 2 times a week. I had like a limitless pass, and I was really, really enjoying it. I have to keep an eye out for the door too. I've got someone coming to buy a thing. Must whatever. So yeah, I don't know, and I just I haven't been able to just get to the cinema. I just haven't felt motivated to go. It doesn't help that my wife works nights on 4 nights of the week, so those nights are out because I have to look after my kids, and yeah. So anyway. So what do I have to talk about? I have let's just jump into A. So my A movie today is The Accountant. Fairly recent pickup for me. I'd watched it on Amazon Prime a while back, and I've been after it. It was in like the Zavvi 2 for 12 offer, and I figured it was a pretty good time to jump on it. It's a really good film if you haven't seen it, with Ben Affleck, and he plays an incredibly autistic accountant, and he does a lot of accounting for mobs and illegal activities. And as it happens, his dad had trained him from an incredibly early age to be this incredibly badass fighter, hunter guy. And I don't know, without going into too much detail, it's just Ben Affleck kicking ass for a lot of it. It's a pretty good film. It doesn't have the bestest reviews. I don't know why. It's fairly entertaining, and it's got some quite good action scenes. So yeah, there's The Accountant. I actually thought I would have more to say about it, but as I've only actually seen the film twice, I don't know. I didn't really have as much to say about it as I thought I did. Where's the bloody chat gone? Oh shit! I think did I just end the stream? I hope I didn't just end the stream. I don't know. Oh, hey, AJ! How's it going, man? You haven't seen Avatar 2 either. I really like the first. Yeah, I enjoy the first Avatar. Yeah, The Accountant's really good. Yeah, I just decided to do a bit of a random stream because I just couldn't think of a video to do today, and it's been a couple of days since I uploaded one. So how's it going, man? I will actually look at getting people on as guests, and yeah, you're more than welcome to jump on one time when one of the times. Unfortunately, my best time to stream is now, when I've got a solid few hours, and my wife is at work, and my kids don't get back until about 4:30, 5ish. So yeah, what can you do? How's it going anyway? I'm going to move on to my second film, which is Boss Level, which was an absolute surprise for me. That so then, oh, you're at the hospital. Oh no. Oh yeah, I remember you saying that your dad was having surgery. I hope everything goes well, man. Yeah, best of luck with that. So yeah, Boss Level, an Amazon original, and it was a complete surprise for me just how good it was. I actually very nearly remember I almost turned it off in the opening seconds of the film because Frank Grillo's voice, I don't know, it kind of grated on me. Like, you've been sat there for 3 hours. Eep. I take he's in surgery now then. Yeah, Frank Grillo's voice really kind of irkled me initially, and then I kind of got past it. And after a little bit, you don't notice it anymore. But as far as yeah, this is I imported it from Germany because I was looking to get it, and then like several months later, someone said, "Why didn't you get the media book?" And I'm like, I didn't know there was one, and it turns out there wasn't technically one. This was still up for pre-order when I got it, and I immediately pre-ordered it. I mean, I would have definitely pre-ordered it the first time. I really enjoy these German media books. It's just a shame that everything is in German. But I do really enjoy the film as far as repeating day Groundhog movie clones go, but with more violence. It's definitely an entertaining film, and I definitely think Frank Grillo carries it as an action star on his own. Yeah, I have a few too. I have another one for Jay. Not a media book, but I have a few German imports of Amazon original films that you only seem to be able to get from Germany. Yeah, there aren't many media books. It doesn't seem to be that much of a thing in America and the UK. I think I only have one. I only even know of one that isn't German, and it's the Labyrinth media 25th anniversary. No, it can't be 25th. Is it 40th anniversary media book? 30th? Maybe it's the 30th anniversary media book. I'd have to look that up. I want to say 30th. So yeah, they are nice. The only problem I have with them, I don't know if all of the especially with Cape Light, they definitely have their own transfers of some things like the Running Man, and I haven't looked up what the Running Man one. I haven't looked up if the new Running Man 4K transfer is different and or better than the Cape Light one. And I didn't like the new Steelbook that we got in the UK and in America, so I skipped it because I've got a really nice Running Man Steelbook and I've got a 4K media book, and I don't know. I really didn't feel like triple dipping on something that I didn't like the Steelbook for. Speaking of Arnie, my next film to talk about is Commando, and this is one of my favourite Arnie films. Yeah, it's really nice media book, isn't it? I should have brought it up actually. It doesn't matter. You're the only person talking, and you've already got it. So yeah, Commando, definitely one of my favourite Arnie films. It's just such a good no nonsense action film. What can you say about just very very simple Arnie shoot bad guy action film that kidnapped his daughter? It's like it's such a fun film to watch, like at any time, especially drunk. I don't think I've ever watched that film drunk actually. I normally tend to start off my bourbon movie nights with like a comedy film because it just feels right to comedy film them. Speaking of comedy films, this is what I would call a pizza film. If ever I have like a takeaway or especially a pizza, and I want to just put something on that you can really enjoy with a pizza. Dodgeball is definitely one of them. Oh man, this film is so funny. Oh man, I really wish I don't. Is there a if you could dodge a car, you could dodge a wrench, dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. Yeah, Dodgeball is so good, man. It's just one of those comedies that you can just. It's so stupid and offensive. It's ludicrously offensive. And you know what? I've actually a good idea for a video that I've been meaning to do. What is the last great comedy film specifically? I mean, I know we don't call them R-rated comedies over here, but we don't really have a name for them in the UK. Like, you could call them adult comedies, I guess, but I don't know. R-rated comedy just seems to work best, and unfortunately, they've become a massive. I don't even think you can call it a dying breed anymore. It's just a dead breed, isn't it? We don't have any. I can't remember the last good R-rated comedy that came out like in any kind of recent thing. The last one I always seem to go to is Game Night, and I love Game Night. It's such a good film. Jason Bateman is hilarious in it. Being a while. Yeah, I I I I think it might be game night, but I would have to check. But I can't really think of any more. But it's just such a shame that it's a dying breed, and the problem is that one that kind of humor doesn't seem to be tolerated anymore, does it? It's like you can't have an offensive comedy. People just go up in arms about it, and yeah. So man, look how grey I've gone, man. You know what? I feel like the last few years of my life have aged me terribly. I really, really do feel I finally decided to grow a beard in my mid 30s, and as soon as I decided to do it, it's all gone grey, and I feel a lot older than, well, it's actually nearly 39. I'm 39 in a couple of months. Anyway, I am moving along. We have Razor. Uh, Not a big fan of the German only release Amarays. I'm not a fan of slimline cases. The only thing worse than these is oh, tell a fucking lie. It actually is an eco case. These things are the worst. They are so goddamn flimsy, and I don't understand why. Like, are you trying to save plastic? Who are you saving it for? It's not rubbish. It's not going in the fucking sea. It is plastic that I'm putting in my collection to live in my collection. There's a sequel? Who's in it? I didn't even know there was a sequel. No, I haven't. But this is such a good film. Well, I don't know if you could call it a legitimately good film, but it is entertaining. And yeah, I think it's because it's Arnie at his absolute height of popularity, maybe like a couple of years after. Because I think Arnie at the height of his power is round about Terminator Judgment Day, right? Terminator 2. That's got to be when Arnie had it's a straight to streaming DVD a year ago. I'm gonna have to look this. I'm gonna look this up right now. Eraser. It's called Eraser Reborn. Let's have a look. Eraser. See, this is why I like being in front of my computer. I can just Google it. Wow, it came out in 2022. Holy shit! I have to stop swearing. I shouldn't. It doesn't actually have that bad of a rating, or 4.6. You know what? The name rings a vague bell. It is based on U.S. Marshal Mason Pollard, who specializes in engineering the fake deaths of witnesses. Yeah, it does sound very much like You know what? It doesn't look terrible, but the problem is, why not just have it not be called Eraser? Like, why not just call it something else? And that way, at least you can't, you know, like, yeah, it looks different enough, but then why not just call it something else? 'Cause it's like the RoboCop reboot. If you called it anything else other than RoboCop, people might have found it a little bit more favorable. Because I don't hate the new RoboCop film. It wasn't bad. Oh man, I forgot his name. What's the name of the guy that plays RoboCop? Because I always forget. Joel Kinnaman. Yeah, he's really good in. I love him in Altered Carbon. I think he was brilliant in that, and he's really good in the Suicide Squad movies too. So yeah. Anyway, let's jump on to Face Off. Man, I need to clean this case off. I hate stickers. I can never remember which way to go on the cameras. Yeah, Face Off. This is getting a 4K release too. I'm really looking forward to that because man, this is such a good film. I'm a big John Woo fan anyway, which is why I really enjoy the Mission Impossible 2. I think Mission Impossible 2 is both criminally underrated and criminally overhated. Because it seems to be at this point like people consider Mission Impossible 2 as a bit of a joke. And I think it's really, really entertaining. And yeah, it has flaws. What film doesn't? But I really, really enjoy Mission Impossible 2. I don't know why it gets so much hate, and in 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 general, I tend to find Mission Impossible 1 to be my least favorite. Phone just died. Oh, so you didn't hear a word I just said. Oh man, that's okay. You're on your other phone. Wow. Why didn't you just bring a charger with you? Wouldn't that have been easier? Uh, yeah. So I've been talking nonstop for the last 5 minutes, and I guess you didn't hear anything I said. So I was talking about Face Off and John Woo, and then I started talking about Mission Impossible 2. And Heather, I think Mission Impossible 2 is both criminally underrated and criminally overhated. Fair enough. Well, I'm glad that you are anyway. Like, not that I'm glad that you dad's having surgery or anything. It's just, at least someone's watching my stream, right? So yeah. I actually haven't said a goddamn word about Face Off. John Travolta and Nicolas Cage are brilliant in this. Like, uh, they really aren't. I know, like, you have like the Freaky Friday. You think about Face Off is overrated? No, no, Face Off's brilliant. Like, could you call this a Freaky Friday film? It's definitely a little bit like Freaky Friday. The Rock and Con Air, oh, they are good films too. I only have both of those on DVD. I need to upgrade them. And I really, really, I want them. They need 4K releases, and I don't only buy 4Ks, but if I can sense that one might be on the horizon, I tend to avoid just getting a standard Blu-ray of it, because yeah, I think all three of these films are good though. But yeah, the Con Air and The Rock are fantastic. Nicolas Cage, man. Oh, I actually have in my to watch queue the I've forgotten what it's called. The new western that Nicolas Cage did. Sorry, my microphone had moved a bit away there. Um, Disney are dropping some 4Ks though. I mean, it's looking like we might get a True Lies in the Abyss and Disney on them now. Uh, but yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I heard Face Off is getting one. I definitely want to. I I was about to say something and I can't remember what I was going to say. It's completely gone. Something about not wanting. Oh no, the Nicolas Cage Western. Yeah, that was it. I have it ready to watch, and I haven't watched it yet. I have like loads and loads of new pickups. I have to watch, and I don't very often get a chance to just watch, like, sit and watch a new film. Like, it's one thing to watch things like, when you've got kids and they're really, whatever. But sometimes, yeah, you said it was good. I thought the trailer looked good, and I had been on a bit of a Western binge lately. The Old Way, that's it. Yeah, because I've been acquiring Clint Eastwood films, and I do need to get his Dollars trilogy. I think it's called the Man with No Name trilogy, right? Uh, and because I've never seen them, and westerns are one of these genres that I really do like, but I don't tend to watch very often. Even though the ones I do like, I really, really like. Like the remake of The Magnificent Seven, I think is fantastic. It has like a really good cast, and I watched recently Unforgiven because I was on a bit of a Clint Eastwood buying binge, so I picked up Unforgiven because it was. Actually, no, I think I paid full price for it. I think I've actually paid £20 for it on Zavi because I'm a twat. But it's all good. It's all bloody good. Yeah, I've heard it's good. I want to watch it. I picked up the Dirty Harry 5 movie set from Amazon because it was like 13 quid. And I'd heard that Dirty Harry was really good. And I watched it. I actually nearly watched the sequel yesterday. But I ended up watching Dawn of the Planet of the Apes instead. I had my movie night last night, and I had such a difficult time choosing films to watch. I don't know why. I don't normally have so much trouble, and What upcoming releases? I actually made a video about this. You know exactly what my upcoming releases are. You commented on the video. Cocaine Bear looks insane, but I'm not sure about the CGI on the bear. It looks a bit bad. Avatar, I still need to watch. Avatar 2, even though that's not technically an upcoming release anymore. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, even though that came out, it's listed as 2021, but it looks really good. Oh no, it looks different, and I want to watch that. Yeah, no worries. I don't mind talking about it. What else? John Wick, obviously, but that's like at the end of March. Puss in Boots. I wanted to watch. I don't think I'm going to watch that at cinema now because I watched it. I kind of watched it this week. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to put on at like 3:00 when my daughter got home from school, and while I was also prepping a roast dinner because I ended up missing most of it. But what I did see of it, I really enjoyed. I think the reviews are definitely founded in that they say it's really, really funny and entertaining, and it's a massive improvement on the original Puss in Boots. I definitely want to try and watch that again, I think. Shall we do another letter? Shall we go on to G? Gattaca. I picked this up on 4K recently. I missed the Steelbook. I must have had like a really packed out pre-order schedule at the time. I've been a massive fan. Oh yeah, I ordered the Wakanda Forever Steelbook immediately. I didn't get the £50 collector set for several reasons. Firstly of all, I don't have any of the other ones, and it would just look odd in my collection on my Marvel shelf, because then I wouldn't be able to put it on the Marvel shelf. And also the Marvel collector sets that Xavier putting out are massively overpriced at £50. More expensive than the Warner Brothers and Universal collector sets that have been dropping. And thirdly, it has a printed 4K banner at the top of it, which just it looks bad. So I got the one. It's the one that looks less busy. It has. Tell you what, I'm just going to show it because it's easier. Yeah, the £50 is like egregiously overpriced, man. This one. That is the one. If I can get it to I could just share the screen, but this seemed easier at the time. Kind of. If no, it's that way. You can probably see which one it is. That's the one I ordered. My MCU shelf is almost full too. Although my MCU shelf also has my DC Steelbooks on it. Closer, sorry. Probably would have been easy to just share the screen. It's that one. Sorry, my exposure settings are a bit dodgy on this, so I guess it's not showing up great. There you go. That's the one I ordered. I didn't like the other one so much, but yeah. So Gattaca, I really enjoy this film. It's such a good concept. I forget who directs it. I don't know his name, but I also liked his other film, In Time. I think he definitely does high concept sci-fi very well, although his execution isn't always like spot on. But I love the concept for Submariner cover. Is he an artist? I think is Submariner an artist? I think I remember reading something about that. It looks good. It looks good. It's just I don't tend to like overly busy artwork, and it just looks a bit too busy for my taste. I'm glad that we got two. So yeah, I love the concept in Gattaca. Oh, the character. Oh, Yeah, I haven't seen Wakanda Forever yet. I never got around to watching it at the cinema. Well, I haven't seen anything. I don't think I've been to the cinema since Top Gun Maverick. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But Gattaca, I only realised the last time I watched it that there's a line that he used in the film where he's swimming for the second time with his brother. That he never saved anything for the way back. Hey, Lenny, how's it going, man? Andrew Nicole Sim One. What's that? Is that an artwork or a film? Yeah. There's a. Let me just get this out, and I'll look at chat more. So yeah, there's a line in the film. He the second time he races his brother at the end, where he actually does win, and he said he never saved anything for the way back. And I only realised the last time I watched it that that's like a metaphor for his entire life. He's not just talking about the swim. He's talking about like his entire life. He never saved anything for the return journey. Because he knows he's going to die in space. So oh, am I being special? Oh yeah, Andrew Nicole. Okay, yeah. Okay. What's Sim One? Is that a new film? I like In Time. I think is definitely. Oh, I don't, 2002. I haven't seen that. Is it good? What's it called? What's it about? Producer's film is endangered when his star walks off, so he decides to digitally create an actress to substitute for the star. Oh, that actually sounds really good. Yeah, I should probably check that out. It sounds interesting. Yeah, how's it going anyway, Lenny? Thanks for showing up. So, H is the next film. Any guesses on what I might have randomly chosen for H? I mean, it could have been 1,000 things, almost literally. But I was pretty much just grabbing the first film I saw for every letter, just so I had like a conversation piece, just in case the chat ever went like dry, and I could just talk crap about a film. So yeah, it sounds interesting. I think I'm going to have to check that out. Anyway, H is Hellboy, and yeah, this is such a good film, right? Any fans of Hellboy and its sequel? I really like both of them, and it's a shame that we never got like another one, and I still haven't seen the abomination of the new rebooted one. It just looks bad. The humor looked bad. Everything about it just looked bad, except for Mila Jovovich, which she looked good. But that like I don't. Well, the Steelbook was pretty. I almost picked up the Steelbook just because the Steelbook was nice. But yeah, Hellboy, man. I actually got way more people talking here than I ever thought I was going to get. I never thought I would get this many people talking. Not even one. I was just trying to do something to kill time, to have something to upload today. Ron Perlman, yes, definitely. Which do you prefer, the original or the sequel? Because I actually think they're both good. Isn't the sequel like a completely original story, whereas the first one was more based on his origin comic? I guess I've never read any Hellboy. We have Independence Day. This is like the 6th or 7th copy of this I ended up buying due to CEX giving me the wrong disc for the first time I bought it. I bought it on standard Blu-ray, but it was supposed to be the extended version, and they gave me the non-extended discs. And then I bought it on Steelbook in the hopes that it had the extended version in it, which it didn't. And then I eventually picked it up on 4K from CEX, and the 4K disc kept skipping halfway through, and by that time it was so far after I'd actually bought it that I just never ended up returning it, and so I ended up just buying this brand new, and I had far too many copies of this film. It is such a good disaster film, right? Like Roland Emmerich just makes good disaster films. I it, he makes such entertaining films like Stargate, and Stargate was good too, although I wouldn't call it a disaster film. But yeah. Did anyone see Moon? Was it called Moon? Moonfall, that's the one. Moonfall. I need to get Moonfall. I saw it at the cinema, man. I really enjoyed Moonfall, and I know it's so stupid. And I not all films have to be good. They don't have to be not stupid to just be entertaining. And I think Moonfall is entertaining. It really, really was. I mean, it's obviously not as good as Independence Day, but it was fun. It was stupid. I'm 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 balls. Oh. Okay, AJ. Well, thank you for stopping by and keeping me company, and I hope everything went well with your dad's surgery. And I guess I will talk to you in the future. So, anyway, guys. Moving right along. Except for the last half an hour. Hey. Subscribers, hi, bro, please. Sorry, what? I don't understand. Could you please explain what you mean by please? But hello, all the same. How's it going, man? MP vlog. I'm going to move on to my next film, Jolt. Another Amazon original 4K, which I really enjoy. I don't think the directing is spectacularly good in this. I think that Kate Beckinsale pretty much carries the film on her back, which is a shame because I think if this was handled by a slightly better director, it could have been so much better. As it stands, it's merely like just good, good but entertaining. Beckinsale really is good in it. I can't help but think if you had something, if like David Leitch had directed this, it would have been like spectacularly good, and it would have had a better script and better action scenes. But as it stands, like most of the action scenes are merely just okay. It could have been so much better, and that's what annoys me about it. Is that it could have been so much better, but it was just okay. Well, better than okay. Dinky, my cat is meowing in the window. So, what do we have for K? K is for Kickboxer. And yeah, this is probably still one of Van Damme's best films, right? And this is just one of the most entertaining films I've ever seen. Like this. Hey man, I'm pretty good. How are you? I feel like I should know you, but I can't place your username. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry if I do know you and I can't place your name. I'm bad with names sometimes. So yeah, Kickboxer, man, this is just one of the most ludicrously entertaining films ever. What are you doing, Katos? You know what? Kate, I love Kate. I need Netflix to release them. Their Netflix are hoarding all of their what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? I can't remember. My brain's a bit slow today. Netflix originals. Let's just go with Netflix originals. And Kate, being an '87 North film, is definitely one of what? Just yeah, Kate. My forearm. better of. Well, yeah, but Kate's an 87 North film, so I always expected it to be really good. Because 87 North is one of my favorite studios. I mean, it's the John Wick studio, and I know it's not. Speaking English, what? Yeah, right. I really enjoy Kate. The 87 North haven't actually released a film I dislike, although I did recently watch Violent Night, and it is by far by far and away my least favorite of the 87 North films. I found that the action was a little bit light, as in there wasn't enough of it. Like the action scenes we did get were pretty decent. But there weren't enough action films, and I found myself really not caring about the overall plot of the film. Like it barely had a plot. I mean, and I don't think it was particularly interesting as a plot either, which is a shame because I did think it looked good from the trailers, and while I probably will at some point pick it up, I mean, unless they have a steelbook, but I can't see the steelbook selling out mega fast. It's a shame. It's a shame that it wasn't better. Because I did enjoy it. I just wish it was better than it was. Yeah, Kickboxer somehow managed to go to Kate. I don't know how. But yeah, so like of the Netflix original films, there's a whole bunch at the minute. Have you seen The Old Guard? I really enjoyed that, and I'm hoping that we get a sequel to The Old Guard because that was really fun with some great action scenes too. And Charlize Theron talking, Charlize Theron, ever since Mad Max, and God, Atomic Blonde. Atomic Blonde is another 87 North one that's brilliant, right? I actually picked that up on 4K recently as well. I need to watch that too. And yeah, so we've got The Old Guard. I really enjoyed Red Letter, and 6 Underground, Extraction. Oh, Extraction 2 looks good. Apparently they're gonna outdo themselves with a new like one take. And I know that the one are in Extraction isn't a true one. It's like cut up, but I still think ones that have hidden edits, they can be just as impressive as other ones. I really do. So yeah. Moving along, The Last Samurai. This film is crying the hell out. Atomic Blonde, 99 sequels. I think that might be a bit excessive, but I wouldn't mind a sequel to it. Like that has one of my favorite long takes in the hotel fight. Right, that's just such a good scene. I made a video about 87 North films like the other day, and I was just talking about it. What I like about it is that by the time she finishes the fight, she's barely moving. Like that's what I like about these like super long takes, like in Daredevil 2, especially the season 3 one, which is just phenomenally good. The prison escape long take, it's just amazingly well done. Man, Charlie Cox is good in that. Aren't we getting a new series of Daredevil? Yeah, right. These people come across as They take an inhuman amount of damage, and even she takes like too much damage in that for it to be completely realistic, I think. But you can see that she's getting hurt throughout the film, and as a result, you engage with it so much more. Like you feel every punch and every kick, every hit that she takes and dishes out. I feel like you really feel them, right? It's just such a good film. And the funniest thing is, the first time I watched Atomic Blonde, I didn't engage with it. I didn't even finish watching it because I don't know, I must have turned it off or I was tired or whatever. But I remember not finishing it, and it was like years later when I tried to watch it again. I was like, why didn't I like this? It's brilliant. And now I'm just a fan of everything they've done, and I'm so looking forward to John Wick 4. It looks so good. God damn it, Chad Stahelski is such a good director, and I really hope he if he does go through with the Highlander reboot, that's really good, because man, that could be fantastic. A Highlander reboot, right? I haven't said anything about this. The Last Samurai is great. This so badly needs a 4K. I really do think this is one of Tom Cruise's best films. Like, seriously, this film makes me cry. Oh man, Lenny, give me something to talk about. I don't want to go on to my M letter film yet. It's not as sunny as it was either. I'm gonna open that. I can't stop talking, can I? I have to carry on saying things. You haven't seen The Last Samurai? What is wrong with you? Oh man, you really need to watch The Last Samurai. It's fantastic. It's one of Tom Cruise's best films, man. It's so good. Like, yeah, man, I look old. I swear to God, the last 2 years of my life have aged me. Like, aged me terribly, man. Oh. I don't normally wear glasses. I only wear my glasses when I'm in front of my computer. What films are you looking forward to, Lenny? That are coming out in the recent months. Like, well, not steelbook releases, cinema releases. Although, if you want to general movie releases too. Uh, the new Mondos start dropping soon. You know, the first one should be due next week. You know. Uh, yeah. What what's the first one due? I know the new Mondo line's due. It's Civil War. Civil War's the first one, and it's dropping on the 30th. So and you know what? The last wave of Mondos, if I remember, they always like released really early. I'm hoping. In fact, some of them even took payment on Monday and arrived on Tuesday. I'm really hoping they come soon because I really want these new Mondos. And it's annoying though because that once this wave's over, all we'll need is Hulk and the two Spideys, and I'm betting that they don't release them. And if they do, it's going to be a while. Because what I want to get a full set of Mondo MCUs, and I want to get a full set of non-Mondo MCUs, which is my new goal ever since I completed my set with the Hulk a few weeks back. Yeah, you need to get a better chair though if your back hurts from sitting at home. I have a huge one. It's called the Goliath. My cat has ruined the leather on the back though, the little bastard. Such a shame. So I'm going to move on to my next film, which is M, and I went with The Martian, the extended edition. This one is. I watched this again recently, and man, this is such a good film. I don't even know if there aren't many actors you could just watch where it sees predominantly them for the entire runtime either. Like, Tom Hanks is too old to have done The Martian, although he did do a film. Young Collect Mondo Stills, only a few older ones like T2 Reservoir Dogs and the Boondock Saints. I only collect the MCU ones, although I do also have the A Quiet Place one, and I wish they'd drop A Quiet Place too, because the steelbook that we did get for that was just terrible. Or maybe it wasn't terrible, maybe it was just terrible compared to the Mondo one, which I actually have in this stack. But yeah, I started the Mondo steelbooks are what spurred me to get a full set of MCU steels. And as a result of that, I don't know, it's endeared me to them somewhat. So yeah, I kind of wanted to get them for the set. So I would like a full set of Mondo MCUs, and then just like, excuse me, a set of non-Mondo ones too. Which I have about 5, 6, 7. I've forgotten how many I have, but I will look at getting all of those at some point. Yeah. What I was saying about Hanks. Yeah. He. I've forgotten the bloody name of it now. I'm gonna have to Google. I'm gonna have to look up the name because Tom Hanks did recently do a film where he carried the whole thing. But I digress. I can't remember what it's called. What? Oh, there we go. Actor Finch. It was called Finch. It was like set in a post-apocalyptic world where I think the ozone, for whatever reason, the sun is incredibly toxic. I want to say it's like the ozone isn't there, and or the sun went like. I don't remember why why everything was like that. But it's like a post-apocalyptic wasteland where the sun is too hot and we don't seem to have any protection from the sun. Like you get radiation burns very quickly and die. So yeah, he's looking after a dog and he builds a robot to help him with that. Yeah, it was really good, right? Like I really want. I'd love to get a physical release of that because I really fancy watching it again. Because I did think it was really good. It was quite sad, right? Like I love sad films. Any film that can make me cry, I'm all in on really quickly, man. So yeah, Finch was really good. And so is The Martian. The Martian is also really good, which is what I was supposed to be talking about. And I really enjoy this film, and it's so good. And I like what actor of around the right age of like mid 40s, I want to say, like for Matt Damon is now. Who else could carry a film like this for its like entire runtime? Like now, like back in the day, I know that Tom Hanks could have done this role, but I don't think he could now. I mean, he probably could do it, but he's too old for the role, if you know what I mean. So yeah. The Martian, man, one of Ridley Scott's best. And you know what? The Last Duel, if you've seen that too, such a criminally underrated film. Not actually, no, that's a lie. I don't think The Last Duel is underrated, but it definitely is underperforming. And it's a shame it didn't do better because I think the film itself deserved to do a lot better than it did. God. I want to get through this stack if I can. I didn't bring up my new Steelbook, even though it is in a... Ooh, Gerard Butler. I really like Gerard Butler, but I don't know if he could... No, I don't know if he's ever done any films like that. You know, Ryan Reynolds could, Have you ever seen Buried, where it's just him in a coffin for like 90 minutes? I think Ryan Reynolds probably could. DiCaprio would have been good too. Yeah, I think. Do we have do we have any alternate casting for The Martian? Yeah, Buried's really good, right? I don't even know if there is Holy shit. Apparently it almost starred Channing Tatum instead of Matt Damon. According to this article. Wow. I don't think that would have been very good. Like I like Channing Tatum. He's good in some films, but I don't think I don't think he could have carried it, especially not compared to Matt Damon. So yeah. No, he's not a good fit, right? Channing Tatum would not have been a good one. Anyway, nobody. I don't have my camera on, so I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Nobody. Bob Odenkirk's just phenomenally good. 87 North again, man. I love this film. This was this might be my favorite film of 2021, actually. It's such a good action film. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce the bloody guy's name. Ilya something. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I only recently went out and bought Hardcore Henry, and I don't know why I'd never fancied watching it before. Ever since watching Nobody, I really wanted to go out and watch it, and I just never got around to picking it up. And I managed to find it like in CX for £3 or so, in a local one recently. So I went and got it, and it's like, man, is that film an experience? Hardcore Henry is just like, once it gets going, it just never stops. It's just such an insane ride of a film. It's just nuts. Like, and it just never ever stops. It's just insanity, like, personified. And it is really quite fun. Naish. Is that how you pronounce it? Naishula. Is that actually how you pronounce his name? Wow, I did not know that. Oh no, that's his last name. Yeah. So how do you? Is it Ilya? How do you pronounce his first name? Ilya. It's one of those names I always forget. Like, unless I look it up, I can barely even spell the thing. So I always forget. I normally just Ilya. Ilya. That's so many. You know what? I've said that now. I've said the word too many times now. It's starting to not sound like a word anymore. It really is. Hey, real nerd man, how's it going? How's it going? So if you're just joining the stream, what I've been doing, I've been going through a list of movies alphabetically that I have, and just talking about them, and whatever tangent that goes in. Yeah, I think I've said the word Ilya too many times now. It just doesn't sound like a word anymore. I mean, it never really sounded like a word in the first place. But yeah. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Is this Tarantino's best film? I don't know. All of the Tarantino films, they occupy a very, very, very small range for me. Like, with some directors, you have like, this is one film and this is his best film, and with Tarantino, they really, really are like such a narrow range in terms of how good they are, and I consider them all like to be brilliant. So as far as I'm concerned, you could basically throw a dart at any Tarantino film and consider it his best film. Although a case could be made for Pulp Fiction, most of the times Pulp Fiction is just like phenomenally good, and that the new 4K transfer is see, Jackie Brown for me is my least favorite Tarantino film, and I don't dislike it in any way, shape, or form. You're stuck on Blade Runner, but that's not a Tarantino film. So yeah, like I like Jackie Brown a lot, and I really do, and it's got like everything about it is really good, but something has to be at the bottom, right? And I think it is Jackie Brown for me. Death Proof is absolutely criminally underrated. I think. Sorry, I'm just replying to a message. It's fine. Yeah, Death Proof is criminally underrated. Too many people call Death Proof bad, and I think Tarantino's even gone on to say that he doesn't like it. And I honestly think it's one of his best films. I love everything about it, especially the second half. Hellrider, what? That's not a Tarantino film either. Neither is Planet Terror, technically. Although Planet Terror is a great like grindhouse double feature. Shall we move on to P? I didn't bring my Titans of Cult one. I know how you all at High Def Ninja love Titans of Cult, but yeah, Pacific Rim is honestly one of the most entertaining films ever made for me. I just think this film is so uncomplicatedly brilliant. It's just like, there is a giant monster, you are a giant mech, go and punch it in the face. And that's it. That is, I'm actually stealing that line mostly from someone else's review so many years ago. But I love Pacific Rim. It's so uncomplicated, and gotta admit, like, Charlie Hunnam looks really good in it, even though like I actually am straight and I get a matching. No, this is Japanese. Is this Japanese art? I just, this was just like a dog cheap like steelbook I picked up from CAX, and I just picked it up for the sake of picking it up. I haven't got the sequel on Blu-ray at all. In fact, I've only seen the sequel once. And while I don't specifically recall not enjoying the sequel, the fact that I've seen this film about 100 times and I've seen that one once, I think that says a lot for a lot about the film. Del Toro could have made it so much better. Speaking of Japanese steelbooks, you know, the Ready Player One Japanese art one's already sold out, and it sold out a few days ago. I'm so glad that I didn't deliberate on that one for very long, because I'm really glad that I've picked it up now. It's just the sequel has 3 steelbooks and the best one. No, I should pick up the sequel just for the sake of being a completionist. I will pick it up. But I don't know. The Pacific Rim Uprising was just, it was only okay, I suppose. But yeah, the Rampage and Ready Player One steelbooks, I'm really glad I didn't like fanny about with like pre-ordering that one, because I think I would have definitely regretted not being able to get the Ready Player One now, because I really like the artwork for that. It looks so much different, because all of the artwork that we normally get for that is just that same wireframe crap. And while I don't dislike them, it's just, you know, it's nice to have something different, wouldn't you say? Moving on, the Mondo, A Quiet Place, and I really enjoy this film, plot holes and all, you know. People, there's a certain amount of backstory to the aliens in this film that a lot of people don't know, because it doesn't tell you in the film. You have to look it up as like supplemental reading. But their origin is like, their planet was a planet that was completely pitch black, and they evolved to only hunt in the dark, which is obviously why they only hunt the way they do. But their planet exploded, and the creatures rode the meteorites across the galaxy and landed on Earth, which is why they are practically invulnerable. And everyone says, why didn't tanks kill them and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, they can't. It's like, it's only when specifically they get exposed to that one frequency. And it's not just sound. I think it's like the hearing aid being messed with was putting out a frequency that's not normal, and because of that they can actually get killed. But I think like when they're actually in their armor properly, they can't actually be hurt, not really. So yeah, I think that this gets a bit of a bad rap in terms of what people consider to be a plot hole, which isn't. Oh, speaking of Rampage, I have Rampage here too. Which I find this film to be insane and fun. Like, some films just have to be fun, right? Rampage is one of them, and I really would like to see it on 4K. I can't wait for those to drop, actually. Oh, man. Sorry, I've been speed talking for like an hour and I didn't bring a drink with me. And also, I'm expecting someone to knock at the door any minute now. Have you ever seen his film Postal? Because I haven't seen it in so long, but I just remember it being crazy, 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 offensive, crazy, hilarious, and also crazy. Like who can take like look at a game like Postal and make a film that doesn't actually have anything to do with the game, but it's just insane. Like, I need to watch Postal again. Actually, I really kind of wish that. Does he even have? Well, he just started making crap. He didn't care. It's some sort of German tax movie loophole thing where even if the films underperformed, he ended up making back his budget. At least they became profitable enough that he kept getting greenlit for more, and that's so stupid. But I don't know, man. He found a bit of a niche for himself, and yeah, I tell you what, films are crazy as well. The Asylum, that when they started making rip-offs of other films. Have you ever seen Atlantic Rim? It's so hilariously bad in every conceivable way, but it works. It really does. It's just so stupid. Yeah, right. But Uwe Ball, man, like you gotta appreciate what he did. He carved out this like nice little niche for himself, and just started pumping out like crap films. You don't watch mockbusters. I haven't watched very many of them. The earliest one I can remember is Snakes on a Train, and I've never watched it. But I mean, like 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 Snakes on a Plane is already like a parody of itself anyway. One real nerd. I can't play your messages at the minute, my dude, because I'm streaming. Sorry, guys, I'm just replying to a message. Yeah, I haven't seen very many mockbusters. Uh, just yeah, like how can you make a parody version of Snakes on a Plane? It's already so like crazy already, right? Anyway. Saving Private Ryan, a film I need to buy again because my 4K disc keeps skipping for some reason. But man, is this Steven Spielberg's best movie? I don't know. I'll tell you what film of his that I need to watch that I bought. Well, it's not. I can't even say I bought it recently anymore because it was like weeks and weeks and weeks ago. But Schindler's List, which I've heard is like so incredibly good, and I've never watched. I don't know why. I've always considered it to be like a film I wasn't overly interested in, but I've heard it's really good from like a lot of people. The only problem is with it being like 3.5 hours long uh, and a fairly slow film, it really limits the times I can watch it. Adding to that, my wife said she wanted to watch it with me, so that like restricts when I can watch it even more. Uh, but I do really want to watch Schindler's List. I've heard it's good. But Saving Private Ryan, definitely one of my favorite Spielberg movies. Oh. So what I think I'm going to do, especially as I got a message saying my mum's bringing my daughters back a little earlier than usual, I'm going to hammer through the rest of these, and I think I'm going to call the stream. It's actually been quite a good stream, way better than I thought it was going to be. So, Terminator Dark Fate. This film is goddamn criminally underrated, and I've been using that term a lot today. But Dark Fate is really, really underrated and unfairly criticized. And I don't know why, because it's so good and entertaining. It does something a bit different, but not completely different with the Terminator story. But uh, like I like the thing with the timeline being so utterly messed up that things from one timeline is spilling into a different timeline. Like the one we're watching now, where it's Legion instead of Skynet, but we still have Skynet Terminators running around, even though they shouldn't be there. And I find this film to be incredibly good, and I don't know why it's so like it's. Tim Miller is a great director, and I don't know why. Why is this film so hated? It's really bloody good. Uh, Ultraviolet, man. This film's horrendously bad. And as not sequel, more of a spiritual successor to Equilibrium, which is one of my favorite films. It's a shame that this one got done dirty by the studio, because the studio kicked Kurt Wimmer and Mila Jovovich out of the editing room, butchered the crap out of it, cut off God knows how much footage, and not just that. Oh man, they didn't even finish the special effects. And I know that there is an extended version of this. It's not a director's cut, because Kurt Wimmer hasn't managed to finish it. I know it's an extended cut, which I haven't seen. I don't think you can get it on Blu-ray, at least not in the UK. But this film had the potential to be so much better than it was, and it's entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but I watched it recently, and it's not a good film in so many ways. And the dialogue, and even Mila Jovovich's delivery of the dialogue is laughable. But yeah, it is entertaining, and probably if it was anyone other than Mila Jovovich, I probably wouldn't even. I tell a lie. If I think Kate Beckinsale could have done this film, done Ultraviolet's characters. No, yeah, but the problem is, right, the effects weren't terrible in the whole of the film. Like, in some places, they're really good, but the bike chase scene is. There are two CGI bike chase scenes that are terrible. One is from this, and the other is from a film called, is it Lockout or Lockup? It's Lockout, right? The one with Guy Pearce, where it's people call it Die Hard on a space station, which I don't think it is. It's I call it Escape from New York on a space station, because it's basically the plot of Escape from New York on a space station. And I know it got sued by I don't was it John Carpenter or the studio that sued them. But yeah, Lockout is such a good film. I find it to be incredibly entertaining. But it has early in the film a CGI bike chase scene that just it doesn't look like it should be there. It's so atrociously bad. Anyway, Vanishing Point, a film which I've only seen once, and the only reason I own this film, I only own it for one reason, and that's because of Death Proof. Because they go on about the Vanishing Point Challenger so much in that film that I had to go and get it. So when I found this in a local CX for a fairly decent price, I had to get it. And yeah, the Steelbook is very pretty, actually. It's very, very pretty Steelbook. And I've only seen the film once, but I definitely remember really enjoying the hell out of it. I think I might make a video about car chase films soon. Yeah, I think that's a good thing to do. Car chase movies, yes. Waterworld is my film for W, and I think this film has stood the test of time phenomenally well. It got a bit overly criticised during its day, and the problem was it became a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, or at least the papers made it a self-fulfilling prophecy, because all they ever did was report on the troubles of its production and how much it was going over budget. And because of that, it ended up not performing all that well. But over the years, and especially with the Ulysses cut, it's definitely become I always enjoyed this film anyway, but I definitely think this film has aged really, really well. Waterworld is a really good film, and it could be watched as a double feature, although it's a very long double feature, with The Postman. and I really, really like that film too. I definitely have a thing for one sec. I definitely have a thing for post-apocalyptic films, especially Kevin Costner-led ones. Right, they're really good. The Postman is again. I keep saying it, but it's criminally underrated, and it's a shame he didn't make more of them. I guess with two massive flops like back to back, they ended up. Right, the Postman is so good. I think the two flops back to back kind of derailed Kevin Costner's post-apocalyptic movie career, which is a shame. So we have X-Men First Class. I needed a film for X. I just picked a random X-Men film at random, and First Class just happened to be the one I picked up. And like I consider you have like the first trilogy and then the second trilogy, and then everything else is different. I suppose you have the Wolverine trilogy. And, I still haven't seen Dark Phoenix either. Even though I do have it, I really should get around to watching Dark Phoenix. I've heard that it's pretty bad. It's a shame. There's another one. Is it called New Mutants? I haven't seen that one either, which I should probably pick up. But X-Men First Class, man, this was such a good. I don't want to use the word reboot because it wasn't a reboot, but there was a bit of a delay between X-Men 3 and this, right? And so yeah, you can kind of call it like a reboot, but with a prequel. And I really enjoyed James McAvoy's take on Xavier, and I definitely think the scene where he loses his ability to walk, man, they played that one so well. Let's just finish up here. Sorry, I'm just I'm charging up my mouse, or at least I was taking my mouse off charge. So we have Your Name, arguably, probably Makoto Shinkai. Dark Phoenix is as bad as Apocalypse, and New Mutants suck. I enjoyed Apocalypse, yeah, I didn't hate Apocalypse. Is New Mutants really that bad? I'm not sure. I need to watch them. I like making up my own mind on films. But yeah, Your Name. This is such a good film. Like, this film makes me cry like a baby sometimes when I've watched it. If you've never seen this one, you really, really should. And this is the Zavi special edition, which I believe I got on eBay, and I massively overpaid for it. But it's quite a nice set, although it's not a Steelbook set. Not my only gripe. One of my gripes is it comes with some art cards, right? And they are the most boring art cards you could ever get in a film that has such good artwork, so many like spectacular scenes, and it doesn't even have a fucking art card of the crater where the meteor hits. Like, what the hell? Like, you could have had so many like brilliant like art cards here, and they have that one. Like, you have this really nice art booklet that has such good art in, and then you put like you put 4 art cards in there that just have the worst possible art imaginable. So yeah, Your Name is really good, and I do enjoy it. And it took me a long time to watch this too. I tried to pirate it. Not that I condone that, but I couldn't find it to watch anywhere, and I wanted to watch it. And every time I watched it, I couldn't find one with English subtitles. So I ended up no English dub, and I couldn't find one with English subtitles. So I ended up not watching it for the longest time, and then I ended up picking this up. I think it was on Netflix, when I finally watched it, and then I loved it, so I picked that up. That's a really good set. And finally, I went with Zoolander for Zed. Could have gone with Zack Snyder's Justice League, although that's a bit of a stretch for a Zed film, even though it is technically called Zack Snyder's Justice League. But Zoolander, right? This is one of Ben Stiller's funniest films, as far as I'm concerned. I really, really want the steelbook of this. It's like it's so good, and there's even a steelbook that comes bundled with his bandana that goes on his head. Ah, man, I want to get that. So yeah, that's my A to Z of films. It wasn't supposed to be a stream just about that, really, but I needed to like talk about something for an hour and 20 minutes. So yeah, what better way than just a straight up A to Z list? And you know what, I'm actually pretty impressed with the stream. To be completely honest, I didn't expect anyone to turn up. If I'm being honest, the fact that Lenny, thank you for like sticking around and talking, man. It's been a pleasure. And to everyone else, the Wild Eye, thank you, and Real Nerd, and AJ, thank you all for keeping me company. So I think I might try to make this a weekly stream. Although I do want to come up with a bit of a better format for next week's. Although I probably will also get another A to Z, although at some point, if I do keep getting A to Z of movies, eventually it will not be an A to Z because I only have so many with Z and I only have so many with U and V. They are not easy films to get letters for, and I don't have many. But I thought I needed something to fill the time, and an A to Z of movies was not a bad idea. So I actually quite enjoyed that. And it does, like, let you tangent off onto other things. But I do think that's about all I have time for now. And I should probably make a thumbnail for this. So I'm going to jump off and do that. But it has been a pleasure, my dudes. And